Alright guys, welcome back to another San Francisco video. We gotta talk about what's going on. Streets are empty. This city is literally turning into a ghost town. Now some people are like, oh, it's really not that big of a deal, or well, I don't really care, or some people are like, oh, that's not true. San Francisco is still pretty vibrant. Let me tell you guys, San Francisco has a massive impact in the North America area. This is the tech scene, okay? This is where many of America's most talented and most valuable tech companies grew out of. San Francisco, okay? It's always important to have a city where there's always a lot of engineers, a lot of people who are very interested in startups, a lot of VC, stuff like that. And before the pandemic, it was all heavily concentrated in San Francisco. And that was really what grew the tech scene, right? People go to San Francisco, they see a tech scene, they get hyped at themselves and they want to make companies. And just kind of like that mentality really shapes a city. But now San Francisco is no longer the tech capital of North America. People are leaving for so many other areas like Las Vegas, Austin, Miami, and even New York City, surprisingly. As bad as New York City is, people are actually moving there. But now you do see a lot of people are now admitting that homelessness in San Francisco is now truly under control. It's turning into a ghost town, okay? Nobody cares. There's no control in the city, and the drugs are out of control, the homelessness is out of control, the tents are out of control, and tourism is down 16%, but I think it's more like 30 to 40%. Because if you check out some of these videos, look at how dirty the streets are, okay? Look at how empty the streets are. I mean, it's just a massive open air drug market. I mean, it used to just be centralized in the Tenderloin district, but no longer. It's getting worse and worse every single day. If you check out what a lot of these vloggers are seeing, they're seeing that stores are usually closed a lot of times. Stores are usually very empty. And there's more and more of these big companies leaving and defaulting on extremely big and fat loans. Now, if you check this out, some of these videos like this one, you got Coco Republic closing down, and this is actually a massive, highly valuable corner store. Now look over here, these shops are also closed. You don't see a single sign on them. And a lot of these stores, they might still be someone operating, but the foot traffic is down a lot. And also a lot of these stores are slowly canceling out the leases. The few remaining stores are also just staying around because their lease doesn't end that soon. But if you also check out the stores that are above them, they're also pretty empty, and the offices above them are also pretty empty. It's pretty crazy. I mean, this is actually like a really, really popular street. This is the street where most of the shopping action takes place, and at the very least, there's some police, right? Now, Westfield Mall right here is actually completely empty. Walk inside. Look at how empty this is. This is not a regular mall. If I show you this mall video about turning it in San Francisco, you probably thought this mall was in the middle of nowhere in America. But this is actually San Francisco, one of the world's most valuable and biggest cities, and look at how empty this foot traffic is. Okay, it's empty. 50% vacancies on Westfield, and Westfield even said that it's not normal because their other retail spaces are like only 3 to 5% vacancies. San Francisco is the only building where Westfield is saying that it's like 50% vacancies, and they defaulted on a $558 million loan. They didn't even want this place. They're like, you could just have it back. So the bank doesn't want it, the city doesn't want it. It's become like a zombie building. Now look at how empty these stores is. This is not a regular mall, okay? Even my suburban city mall has more people than this on like a working day. This is probably like a big mall, okay? This is smack in the downtown of San Francisco. This mall should be packed at all times, no matter how late it is. But it's now a ghost town. And this is actually really, really freaky. This is one of the scariest things I've ever seen. I mean, I can't believe San Francisco ran itself to the ground this hard to a point that where nobody's even shopping at these locations. I mean, also check this out. There's homeless people everywhere, even the tourist traps. I mean, even the tourist traps, even in the good areas, you're going to be seeing tents. You're going to be seeing drug use. And nobody's enforcing this. And obviously, nobody wants to come to a place like this. This is why it turned into like a ghost town. I will say something right now. Chinese tourists, they have money, okay? They're very wealthy, and they love vacations. A lot of cities, there's always Chinese tourism. But there's cities everywhere in the world where Chinese tourists are going, but there's one place they're not going to, which is San Francisco. Some are even going to Las Vegas, but it seems like tourism in California states for the Chinese is down a lot because they don't like California cities. It's dirty. Okay, they're first world countries, but they have like third world scenarios in them. You know what I'm talking about. So a lot of Chinese tourism right now is going to Thailand, they're going to Singapore, A lot of them are going to Japan, they're going to Australia. Some are even going to the Middle East. And they all say that San Francisco is the only city on that list where there's open air drug markets, urine and feces on the ground, and also crime and homelessness everywhere. When Chinese tourists go to San Francisco, we go check out some of the blogs. I did look at them. They were actually shocked. Okay, they went to San Francisco with the expectation of a massive tech scene, wealthy individuals, and at the very least, like clean streets, because they read about San Francisco in the books and they saw the videos and stuff like that. And they go there, they're actually pretty freaked out. And they go home and talk to friends about it. And this is why there are no Chinese tourism in San Francisco. I mean, they kind of know that it's a massive crap hole. They don't want to go here. It's not a vacation area. And a lot of Chinese tourism, they're going to other places. There's so many other better places in San Francisco. Guys, the tourism industry is highly competitive. If your city can't compete, then it's going down the dumps. Nobody's going to San Francisco. As less tourism goes in, more stores are going to start closing down. And as more stores start closing down, more tourism will decrease, more people will leave. I mean, look at this, like the streets are very, very empty. There's not even that many people, and this is actually a very populated area. And we're going to be seeing a lot of these places like Nordstrom and Saks Off Fifth. Those guys are also going to slowly close down as well. Now, people are also talking about the empty offices because, offices are so empty in San Francisco. It's actually kind of scary. And there's still a little bit of demand for condos, but not really anymore. Offices are generally doing bad around the world because of remote work. But San Francisco, especially with this quarter ending, vacancies are 31 to 32%, which is one of the highest in the world, especially for a first world city. But here's the thing. They say it's 31%, but it's more like 50 to 60%. Because a lot of companies are still leasing the units, but they have already left. They just can't find another person to sublease it. But the moment the lease ends, they're canceling it. And that's what we're seeing here, right? We're seeing a lot of these offices, though they're being rented out, but if you look through the windows, nobody's there. Because the company's already moved. Okay? They'll rather not stay till the lease ends because of the amount of crazy stuff is happening in the city. They just want to leave. So many better places. Go to Las Vegas. Sin City, though it's a big casino, people are actually finding some pretty big startup scenes in Las Vegas. Same thing in Austin. Wasn't initially like a big tech scene until, Elon Musk and Tesla moved there. Now everyone wants to go there. Same thing in Miami. It used to be hospitality and beaches. Now Miami is dubbed Wall Street of the South. The finance guys are moving from San Francisco to Miami, and that's happening everywhere. Now, what about these empty office spaces then? Can they be turned to homes at least? Not really, because office buildings are generally built differently for residential. And the conversions for a lot of these office buildings, it's going to take about $800 to $1,200 per square feet just to convert. And that's highly expensive. And there's no way that San Francisco will actually tell people to pay like $3,000-$4,000 for a one bedroom. There's no way. Okay, you're lucky to even get a tenant at this point. In fact, the outflow of San Francisco is still going on. So there's not a single developer who's willing to risk that much money to turn an office to a residential building when they know that they probably can't rent those out or sell those out. Tourism is basically dead in San Francisco. There's abandoned stores, streets overtaken by the homelessness, drugs everywhere. Theft is so rampant that candy is locked away. San Francisco ghost town is wild. Apparently there's about 10,000 homeless people in San Francisco, and that number is increasing. Though the regular population has decreased, the homeless population raised up 35%. And now you even have like big companies, big firms already leaving, and they leave very quietly. They don't complain. They don't talk to, the mayor. They don't talk to the city about why they're leaving. They just leave. Okay, they don't say a single word. They're quiet. They pack up. They leave. They go to other places, and they set up shop. And a lot of people are saying that San Francisco is a massive turnoff for startups. If you're opening a startup, I highly do not recommend San Francisco. In fact, most of the talent have already left. Look for other places. Texas. A lot of Texas cities are getting a lot of talent. Okay, Florida cities are getting talent. Even some random small cities you've never heard of in the Midwest is getting a lot of these engineers fleeing from San Francisco. And the exodus continues. And hopefully they fix it.